On this problem, you have to start inside the parentheses first, and it'll be 2 times 1, which is 2, and then plus 3 is 5. And if you square the 5, you get 25. Multiply by 2 to come up with 50. This is 16. Divided by 8 is 2, and then minus 6 should give you an answer of 46. Go inside the brackets first, and then inside the brackets you'll be inside the parentheses. 4 plus 1 is 5, squared is 25, times 3 is 75, plus 2 is 77, minus 20 is 57. You will multiply that by 4 to get 228. 10 divided by 2 is 5, times 3 is 15. The answer should be 243. On this one, you start inside the parentheses, and at the top it's 2 times 3 is 6, plus 3 is 9, plus 11 is 20. And on the bottom, 20 minus 10 is 10. And then inside the parentheses, you get a 2 from this. Square the 2 to get a 4. Add 2 to get 6. The winning number today is 5. Anyway, this should have been 155.66 for this one here, and this came out to be a decimal, and that's not normal, so everybody gets 2 points for this one extra. On number 2, your expression should have been 3x minus 34 and x. Set it equal to 14 and solve to get 12. So this one is 12 and the other one is 2. And number 3, 2x plus 13 and x are your expressions. Set it equal to 25 and solve for x to get 4. So one of them is 4 and the other one is 21. Today's objective, we're still on creating equations from word problems and then solving them. Here's an example. Frank picked 12 less than twice as many apples as Julie. George picked 5 more than half as many as Frank. Alice picked 6 more than George. The total apples picked is 42. There is a bonus of $1.60 per apple for each apple over 11. Who earned the bonus and how much money did they earn? So who is it that we know absolutely nothing about? We know nothing about Julie, so we'll put Julie down and make her an X. And for George, he is 12 less than twice as many as Julie. Oh, is that Frank? I put a G down. Yeah, this is Frank. So Frank is 12 less than twice as many as Julie. What should we put down for Frank? 2x minus 12 is right. And then the next person now is George. George, he picked 5 more than half as many as Frank. So here's Frank. 2x minus 12. And what should I put around this? Parentheses. George picked 5 more than. Where does the plus 5 go? On the back. And then what about half? Half goes in front. You must distribute the 1/2 through the 2x minus 12. So half of 2x is simply x. Half of minus 12 is how much? Minus 6. Then we have plus 5. What is negative 6 plus 5? Yeah, it'd be negative 1. So we'll put in x minus 1 for George. And then we have Alice. Alice picked 6 more than George, so that should be an easy one. If I have 6 more than George, if I put a 6 to the right of this, what do I end up with? X plus 5 is right. So we have 42. Now we have 2x, x, x, and x. How many x's do we have? 5 x's, yes. Negative 12 minus 1. Negative 13 plus 5. Negative 8. So 5x minus 8 equals 42. Do I add or subtract the 8 on the right?
Add.
We're going to add it. So 42 plus 8 gives me what? 50. What do I do to 50? And get what? 10, yes. So we have to go back and take a look at Frank, Julie, George, and Alice. If x equals 10, I put a 10 in here for Frank. 2 times 10 is how much? 20. And 20 minus 12 is 8. So we end up with 8 for Frank. And then for Julie, she is x, so she has 10. George is x minus 1, so what is he? 9. And Alice is x plus 5, so what is she? 15. There is a bonus of $1.60 per apple for each apple over 11. Who earned the bonus and how much did they earn? Who's over 11? Alice. And do we give Alice 15 times $1.60? So what do we do? Why do we use 4? Yeah, 15 minus 11 is 4, so we go 4 times 160 to come up with how much? $6.40 for Alice. The solution for the problem, the final answer will be that John earned a bonus of $30.96, and then Jackie earned a bonus of $251.12. Joe picked 5 less than half as many as Jody. The total apples picked is 55. How many apples did each person pick? On this problem, you should have Jody as the X, and then Joe is going to be 5 less than half of that. And it's all equal to 55. A half X plus X is how many X's? 1.5 X minus 5 equals 55. Add 5 to the right side to get 60, and divide 60 by 1.5. What is 60 divided by 1.5?
40.
40. So who is 40? Jody. And if we put 40 in here for Joe, half of 40 is 20 minus 5 is going to be 15. 40 and 15 are the answers. All right, on this problem, Larry is going to be X. And Luke is going to be 10 more than 3 times as many apples as Larry. So it's going to be 3x plus 10. The total is 50. That is 4x plus 10 equals 50. If I subtract 10 from the right side, I get 40, and divide by 4 to get 10. So 10 is going to be Larry, and Luke is going to be 10 times 3 is 40, or 30, and then plus 10 is 40.